My name is Samuel MOA, so Sam for short. So I started off at the West Tigers. I moved from New Zealand to the Gold Coast to Keeper Park Said High School, where they had a football program, and felt that's probably where I learnt the most about myself and discipline. And I moved down to Sydney, West Tigers. Didn't sort of take the progression that I thought I would have had, because I thought I was unfit and a bit unprofessional in the way that I was preparing for games and whatnot. Got a chance at Cronulla with Jim Dimmick after playing underneath him at Tonga. Debuted there under Ricky Stewart. I played one game and then got a phone call if I wanted to go over to England and play in the English Super League at a young age, which I did. So played there for 4 years and then came back to the Roosters for 4 and then went over to France for 4. So I'm a well and truly well-travelled gypsy. I felt like throughout my career I had my traits which I thought which held me in good stead was probably my leadership and my skills in that sort of space. And I felt like towards the end of my career, something that I gravitated towards. I really took pleasure in helping the young French kids and trying to share with them some of the ideas and some of the learnings that I learned throughout my career, and watching them improve. I really did take a liking. It made me proud. So then I transitioned from playing. I retired at the end of 2020. I went and played local French league where I was a player defensive coach. We won the comp there, and then I signed on again. Broke my arm for the 3rd time, and then decided it was time to focus on coaching. And then, yeah, Steve McNamara, who's a good mentor of mine, knocked on my door. He was a coach at Catalan Dragons and asked me, mate, do you want to jump on board as my assistant and do the defence at Catalan Dragons? And it's something I couldn't turn down, and now I find myself here. In my role here with the middle forwards, I think there's a way that you need to play the game. I think that whilst the game has evolved and the game has changed with all the laws and all the new rules, the core foundation of the game, speaking defensively, would always remain the same. You need to play the game in a way that you gain the respect of, first and foremost, your teammates, your supporters and your family, and that's how hard you want to play the game. And I like to call it, there's like an unwritten code of honour there for forwards, where you need to go hard, like you need to go after people while staying within the boundaries, obviously, but repeating those efforts and setting the tone for your team, so that when teams look at going to play against Parramatta, they're going to know they're going to be sore for 3 or 4 days after, and they're going to be in for a hard physical battle. It's not just for players as well, it's for us staff. Just continue to try to be at your best. I know it's an old school saying, but what does that look like? When you're at your best, there's obviously a process that goes on to that, so whether it's your preparation to train or your preparation to play, always trying to be at your best, just continuing to learn and to share ideas with one another. And I'm going to be leaning on the players. I'll be learning as much of them as they are of me. I'm very proud Tongan, born and raised in New Zealand. Culture to me is honouring what my parents had done for me. Honouring that whilst at the same time adapting and accepting what is Australian culture. It's important for Australians to understand how to deal and how to get the best out of Polynesian players. It's a two-way thing. So you might say, what is Australian culture? To me, it's having a crack, having a go, taking criticism without taking it too personally, and just getting out there and trying to make the most of your situation. It's like that competitive nature of the Australian sort of culture and sort of psyche is hugely important to me. I'll see myself as being that connection piece between the playing group and the different Polynesians and what they actually need, whilst being the link between the coaching staff and being that sounding board if someone asks me, what do you think of this situation, how would you deal with it, and really just trying to merge the two. There's many different cultures there obviously, but from a Polynesian perspective, how do us coaches deal and get the best out of those Polynesian boys from all different backgrounds, whilst encouraging them to value the principles that we're trying to teach them. Jason's going to set that, and I'm really excited to work under him, and he values that, it's hugely rare in this day and age. I've seen a few coaches who really embrace that, and I think Jason's he's ahead of the game and where he sees that and pushing that in the club. It's a huge privilege to be in this position for me, and I'm really looking forward to try and help us improve and grow moving forward. I think my coaching style is probably a collaborative approach, and like I said before, I'll be learning as much of the players as they are for me, and working together with the staff and in all facets of what it takes to get us all connected and get us moving towards the same goal, and ultimately which is trying to win football games and win competitions. So I feel like I've had that as a player. My journey now is to try and transition that into how I want to coach and coach alongside Jason and the other boys.